Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video. And this video is not about Bristol City, it is about a fellow English club, and it is about Newcastle United in the Premier League. And to talk to me about the Magpies is Mr. John Sinclair himself, who I've been on his channel numerous times. And John, I believe, is this your first time on my channel?
Absolutely, man. It's just thanks so much for having us on. And it's always been a pleasure to come on your channel, Eddie. And you're right, it's my very first time, and it's been a long while. But thank you so much for having us on, my guy.
No problem. Absolute pleasure. So basically, guys, we'll be talking about Newcastle United. We'll be talking about this season. And I just want to put this out as just a bit of a different thing, kind of mix it up, not just focus everything on the channel content about Bristol City, mix up a bit, and, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It'll be about, 40-minute chat around there, however long this video will be, and hopefully you enjoy this little podcast thing we're here with John. So, John, Newcastle, what are your general feelings at the end of the season? What are your general thoughts after the season?
Be relieved, to be honest with you, Andy. It's just we had a poor start, didn't we? And 14 games without a win. And under Steve Bruce, I thought he was going to get relegated. Real talk. And do you know what it is? So I've always said back in the summer, right? Our pre-season has just been undercooked. It wasn't a good pre-season at all whatsoever. And we only made one signing, and that was the guy who came on loan back in January, and last January, in fact. And it's Joe Willock. He's the only signing we made, and we had virtually the same players, that finished the season strongly. Now, we played 3 pre-season friendlies, right? Didn't do well at all whatsoever, I can't lie. And then, beginning of the season, we got beat 4-2, 2-0, and drew 2 each, and we got won by 4 goals to 1. And there's clearly a problem in that team. They didn't want to play for Steve Bruce, and we were absolutely shocked. We made a poor start. And I said at the time, Steve Bruce needs to be sacked, and if he doesn't get sacked and he's still a boot, then we'd be relegated. Let's be real. But Eddie Howe came in, right, got our first win of the season against Burnley, and then turn of the year, we made a couple of good signings, or 5 signings in fact, and the rest is history. But it's a game season of 2 halves, by the way. I can't lie. And Eddie Howe has done amazing. So for me, I've got to finish 11th. And I think almost a lot upwards now, because Eddie Howe was asked to do a job he was asked to do. He's done it. The players stepped up. They look fitter. You look at Joe Linton, we're going to come to him, I'm sure. He has been brilliant. I mean, under Eddie Howe. And a few others. So Dan Burn came in, done a job. Kieran Trippier, fantastic. Matt Target does exactly what he says on the tin, defended properly. And you look at other performances as well. Emil Kraft, I mean, the last 5 games, I thought he's been excellent, to be fair. But it took him until the reason he stepped up, because Kieran Trippier was there. I think I won't even say it, but he's done it. Bruno came in, cost 34 million quid, rising up to 40 million quid. And what a player this guy is. This guy is absolutely fantastic. And that's why Brazil, I think, is going to win the World Cup this year. They got a strong team. And up front, Chris Wood, for me, just done a job. He's not my favourite player, but listen, at the end of the day, came and done a job. And as a whole, I think we did magnificent to stay up. The thing is, though, Andy, we always finish the season strongly. Why can you not do it at the beginning? We'd be top 6.
No, you're right. And obviously, a lot of players did come in January, which have massively helped for Newcastle. So yeah, I think that's a fair assumption of the season as a whole. You mentioned there, obviously, the poor start, and that was not under the manager you have right now. That was under Steve Bruce. What were your thoughts on him as a whole, basically? Because now he's obviously at West Brom, so more Championship fans will be intrigued by this. So what, at his time in Newcastle, what were your general thoughts? Because I've seen some thoughts on him on Twitter, social media, etc., and some have been pretty bad. And what I'd like to know what your thoughts went on Steve Bruce.
Well, as general, would you came as Newcastle manager or West Brom?
Yeah, just generally, just since he's been there, since he was there.
Right. I mean, I did not want this manager in the club at all whatsoever. When Rafa Benitez left the club, when his name was linked with us, it was at Sheffield Wednesday, I thought, please no, don't get him in. Please don't, right? And if they got him, then they probably turned to say that because he's a Geordie or a plastic Geordie. So Lee Charlie employed him at the time, right? Got him to keep to shut our fans up. And it just didn't quite work whatsoever. We didn't want him, right? And I get fans or Twitter, social media, come up with us, one of the gums at us and saying, being negative. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm speaking the truth. I didn't want this manager to come in. I won't back him, right? Never liked him because of his arrogance, and it's been proved, right? Let's be real. The football is being served up. It's absolutely disgraceful, right? And it only trains the players 2-3 times a week. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. The press conferences, right? I'm sorry, Andy. The press conference is well documented. You might know this as well. Every time an interviewer asks him the question, he doesn't allow the interviewer to finish, right? And that really gets me got. So the one thing I will do, I will defend just the once when Craig Hope, the Daily Mail journalist, North East journalist, come had a go at him, right? After the Southampton game regarding ASM, I have to defend him for that because at the end of the day, yes, it was wrong for Craig to do that. But at the end of the day, right, he had a couple of chances to walk away from Newcastle United, yeah? But the reason he didn't walk away from Newcastle is because there's 8 million reasons why he didn't walk away from Newcastle United. 8 million quid. And the funny thing is, right, Mike Ashley didn't pay the 8 million quid. It was the new owners that Newcastle United paid 8 million quid, yeah, which I think is absolutely sly, absolutely underhand, right? But on the pitch, right, let's be real. I mean, he doesn't do tactics, number one. Number two, right, he has got a plan B, right? And he looks a bit stressed. When he looks stressed on the sidelines, yeah, he just looked happy. Look at the Brentford game. He looked absolutely ill. Didn't look well, right? That's when he should have walked away. But he's putting money, Andy, before health. And once you do that, then I'm sorry, but it's shocking. But in general, Steve Bruce, right, he is a poor manager. Is at this time. I feel sorry for the West Brom fans who have to get him. You know your championship yourself. When he joined, I think they were fifth, right? Fifth, and in beautiful poise for at least make the playoffs, right? Could have got the top two, and it ended up finishing 9th or 10th. I could be wrong, yeah? That shows you the manager Steve Bruce is. And West Brom fans, if you listen to this channel now, right, I feel sorry for you because he's going to turn your club, right, into an ordinary club. He'll not get you up this season. He will not. So they should sack him right away.
Wow. I mean, West Brom have just signed one of the best players in the Championship in John Swift. So I'm sure that'll help their supposed promotion charge. I just want to quickly touch on it. Yeah, they were fifth, but the gap between them and about 12th was 3 or 4 points. And I think once he came in, he had an almost impossible job to do because West Brom had no style of play. They were defensive. They were attacking. They were nothing. They were no man's land. So I will defend Bruce on this season because it was he inherited an absolute dog shit of a West Brom team. It was woeful. The balance was not there at all. But yeah, that's me done. I'll let you do the talking on Eddie Howe, who I'm going to talk about next. Obviously, he was the man that replaced Steve Bruce. Took him a while to get his first win, but after that, it was very good.
Yeah. All it is, I mean, when he came in, obviously Bruce got sacked. It took us a month to get before we get manager in. It was between Unai Emery and Eddie Howe. They would have told it Unai Emery, right? But he turned it down, and the reason why, because he don't want to leave Villarreal on Champions League, yeah. So the turn to Eddie. Eddie was ready to come in, and when he was staying manager, a couple of days later, he had COVID because first game was against Brentford, and you know, I was in Italy that time, and when I found he had COVID, I thought, what a great start. But listen, Eddie's coming, and he changed the whole philosophy of how he's going to play and style he's going to play. The players are unfit, so he made them train every single day to the levels that he expected, right? He made a few tweaks here and there, right? He's turned Joe Linton into one of the top quality midfielders in the country, right? Because Joe Linton's bundles of fun, figure of fun, right? As well documented. He certainly played, he cost 40 million. We think he's effing brilliant, and he's Joe Linton, right? And he's just absolutely fantastic. When you get into the Brazilian national team, I doubt it very much. Not the way Casemiro's playing at the minutes, but look, Joe Linton's been fantastic. Emil Kraft stepped up. I mean, I like beginning to like him now, but why has it took him nearly 3 seasons for him to fix up? Yeah, I mean, is it Kieran Trippier? Is having a word of his ear? We don't know what Kieran Trippier is saying in his ear. I don't know Emil Kraft's ear. I don't know idea, but he certainly stepped up. Yeah, but he plays 4-3-3, and he got the fireplace in like I know. But Eddie Howe is gone through the leagues of Bournemouth as well documented, playing a style of football he's enjoyed to watch. And I'm getting a lot of people on social media coming up to us and saying that he could be Alex Ferguson, but there's only one Alex Ferguson, by the way. I can't lie. But I think he's been a breath of fresh air for our football club. And I heard reports as well, he's going to get a new contract as well, Andy, as well. And another extended 2 year. That's what I've heard as well. If that is the case, I'd give him that chance. Do you know what I mean? But Eddie needs backing, and the style of football is going to be fantastic, and hopefully it's going to be fun. But as a gentleman, as a manager, I think this guy's destined for the very, very top. He's 44 years old, and he's got, 20 years at the very, very top.
Yeah, Eddie Howe has. Where were Newcastle when Eddie Howe took over? I think 19th, was it? 20th, maybe?
Yeah. 19th. 19th.
Yeah, and he's taken them to, I think it was to 9th, the highest finish, highest position they took them to. Eddie Howe took them to, which is a remarkable comeback. So, fair play.
11th. We finished 11th.
Yeah, finished 11th, but the highest point of the season was 9th. Yeah.
9th of Bournemouth.
Yeah. I'll just want to quickly touch on Elliot Anderson, who obviously is on loan at the people who must not be named.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to get your take on him, because obviously he's on loan at an EFL club.
Yeah,
just down the road from here. How's he going to fit into Newcastle's plan next season? Is it another loan? Is he going to go into the first team?
Look, I think he deserves a chance. He needs to be coming to the first team, in my opinion. Yeah, and Alan Maximin, right? He needs to be challenged, right? Okay, and because those didn't challenge him. I like to see him come in the first team in the pre-season friendlies as well and see how he does then. And I think Eddie Howe may make a decision close to the start of the season. But we watched him against Arsenal in the FA Cup, right? Cup of season again, and he's been absolutely fantastic. He looked absolutely brilliant. He's a young lad, and their lot calls him the Geordie Maradona. And
so pathetic.
Wow. No, I didn't say it, but them.
I can say it, you can't.
I don't know, but listen, at the end of the day, he's done absolutely fantastic. I've been talking to a lot of Rovers fans, by the way, especially in the gym, and they call it real sincere that he is the best loan player in the history of Bristol Rovers, yeah? And that's what I was told, and I tell you what, mate, it is absolutely brilliant. I mean, that guy, he's turned that club right round. And did you realise, Andy, right, I'm going to say this now, that is the first time that Bristol Rovers has finished third or in the top three, that the very first time this season, and they got promoted. And he's going to be good.
God, they have low standards at that football club. They are a
Wow.
stain on English football. Stain on English football.
Wow.
Right.
I'll give him a chance.
Right. Okay. So you give him a chance. Obviously, John's talking
I'll
about
give
how
it.
good he's been. 7 goals, 6 assists. He was loaned in January in the 21-22 season. 21 games played, and to be fair, he has been very good. And now we'll move slightly further into the season, and that is going to be who's your player of the season, and you have to give me a good reason why.
Okay. I'm going to go with Joe Linton, and I thought to Orva for quite a while. He's going to be the player of the season. I had to value everything up. Yeah, it could have been Bruno or Joe Linton. Yeah, I looked at it right, and I'm going to come in right. I mean, the most improved player is Joe Linton for me. The player of the season. Can he do like half a season? So it's got to be a full season on the player.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't get it.
Right. I think for me, I kept saying Joe Linton and Bruno flipping and flopping. For me, I'm going to have to say just Bruno. And I tell you for why. And I said to over, I've got to say Bruno. I know people's going to say Joe Linton, but just Bruno because he's come in and he's made a difference to our team in the midfield. Yes, Joe Linton, right, has done bits under Eddie Howe, but under Steve Bruce it hasn't. Yeah. But basically, yeah, he's good for half a season, by the way. Bruno's come in and he's been brilliant so time half a season. But Bruno's made a difference. His passing ability, his the midfield work is absolutely fantastic. Scored 5 goals since he's joined the club as a CDM. But he's playing more like an attacking midfielder, by the way. But for me, I'm going to surprise a lot of people that improves Joe Linton that play out the season as Bruno. He has made a huge, huge difference at Newcastle United. And this is the player we need to build a team around. Yeah, he's our star boy. It's as simple as that, mate. Do you know what I mean? But he's just going to get better and better and better. And I'm hearing as well that if Luka Modric decides to call it a day, Bruno's going to be linked to Real Madrid. And we need to be worried about that because wherever they come for your club, they don't let go. But I think Bruno's been a breath of fresh air. He loves the football club. He's a fan favourite. He scored winning goals for us. He scored some good goals. And I tell you something, mate, I think he's going to be brilliant for us. What a job he's done in 4 months at Newcastle United. And you would have thought he's played with us for years and years. But he's a leader. And I just love him to pieces. I think he's brilliant, Andy.
No. You've just answered my other question as well, which is going to be how good is Bruno Guimaraes, and you've just answered 2 in 1. So
yeah,
thank you very much, John. I was trying to kill about 10 minutes, but you've just done that.
Thank you very much. Sorry about
that. No problem. No problem. We've talked about player of the season. I want to talk about who's your signing of the season. I suppose it's going to be Bruno as well, isn't it?
Well, we look at it, right? You got like a short list of 3. You got to say Bruno. You got to say Kieran Trippier because he's made an absolute difference as well. And I do like to look at Dan Burn as well at the centre of the back. And I think he's centre of the defence. I think he's been excellent as well. And for me, it's got to be Bruno again. And for the reason stated, really. And it's just, for me, 34 million quid is it's a bargain in my opinion. Rising up to 40 million quid. I mean, this guy is worth a lot more than that, but he did so well to get him for 34 million quid. Look, what can I say about Bruno? The complete all-round midfielder. All-round midfielder. And mate, I think he's been brilliant.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Just quickly, obviously Newcastle finished 11th this season in the Premier League, which from where you were when Eddie Howe took over, you would have absolutely taken, wouldn't you? So I'm just going to ask how are you satisfied with the 11th place finish?
100%. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, we need to get away from the bottom 3. Doesn't matter where we finish, as long as it's not in the bottom 3. But to finish 11th, well, it could have been a lot better. If results would have gone for us, then we would have been 9th. But look, at the end of the day, we've only lost 4 games to turn of the year. And if Eddie Howe's taken over the club, right, we'd have been 6th. If he started the season in January, we'd be 4th. That is the sort of job Eddie Howe has done. And he's turned that club around. You can see the players are enjoy playing for him. Joe Linton, a star born, right? Reborn, by the way. Emil Kraft has played well for the last 5 or 6 games, right? Bruno's come in, has done a job. Dan Burn and Matt Target defending properly. But up front, scoring goals without Callum Wilson's a problem. It really is.
Yeah, no, yeah, I totally agree. So, in terms of rating your season, what would you give it out of a 10?
I'm going to give it, for the whole of the season, right? I'm not going to do bits like Bob's. I'm going to give it a 7. And the reason I'm giving it a 7, you're going to have to take the beginning of the season into consideration as well. We haven't won the first 14 games. Yeah. I'll be lying if I give it a 9 out of 10. I know a lot of people are going to give a 9 out of 10 because some of our Newcastle fan base at the minute can be a bit deluded. I'm not going to lie. They probably say, 9 out of 10 in the end, but I'll give it a 7.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. And lastly, on this season, what is your moment of the season? So it could be a game, could be a player scoring a goal. Just what's your moment of the season?
Amanda Staveley taking over Newcastle United.
Yeah, that is fair enough.
Fair enough. Just shuts that closes the whole thing when it comes to the whole thing. Yes, on the pitch is great. The players has improved. Got the war flags as well. Consider the war flags as well. They're making the atmosphere great again. But for me, the takeover, it's just a pretty pattern picture as well. And then we as fans, and he got our club back. And it's just absolutely brilliant. So I've got to say thank you very much for Amanda Staveley and Mirad as well for taking over our proud football club. And without them, we'd be relegated.
Yeah. No, I couldn't possibly disagree, because I think if Newcastle carried on with Steve Bruce in charge, who I think would still be in charge, if Ashley was still there, I think you'd be well in the mix for relegation at this point. So that's that. I think that's this season dealt with in terms of talking about it. We'll talk about next season, obviously, because money, new owners, players you've been linked with, lots of. I couldn't possibly imagine my team, Bruce City, finishing 11th in the Premier League, right? That's the first thing. And then being linked with the biggest and the best names all around Europe. I'd probably be expected to be linked with top-end championship players, not the biggest names across Europe. And for that, what are the players you'd like to see next season, and what are the positions you'd like to see strengthened from Eddie Howe and his recruitment team?
We definitely need a centre forward, 2 centre forwards, definitely 100%, because Dwight Gale, well documented, is just not good enough. I think he needs to move to a championship club. Chris Wood will not be a first teamer. I think he'd be a squad player at best. Callum Wilson, I love him, but he's not going to play 38 games. But we definitely need 2 quality strikers up top. We definitely need a right side midfield. We definitely need a winger, left side as well, ASM to challenge. We need someone's good at midfield as well. We could do one more midfielder. We need a centre back as well. And we're going to get a left back anyway in the shape of Lodi. Let's come Madrid. But we need a goalkeeper. We need someone's going to come in, right, and play the ball out from the back, super keeper. That's what Eddie Howe wants. So he's going to play out from the back and under no pressure whatsoever. Martin de Baca, I love him, right? But he doesn't. His distribution is poor at times. Great shot stopper, but you have to have a look at it. His distribution is just not the greatest. I can't lie. Couple of times I watched a game. A couple of times he's done it like 3 or 4 times, kicking the ball out of play because his distribution is not the best. And when he gets on, when he plays, try to play the ball out from the back, he does give some aims. I can't lie. but he's a decent keeper. But we need someone's going to play on his feet. That's the thing. Carl Darlow, he may as well move away. Freddie Woodman, I think he's out of his depth at this level. Yeah, I know people say he's young, but I just don't think he's Premier ready yet.
So who do you like? So who do you like in those positions? As you mentioned there, goalkeeper, left back, centre forward.
Yeah, the two keepers I'll go for, one or the other. I'll go for Dean Henson, second choice. Alban Lafont plays for Nantes in Ligue 1. I have him as the super keeper. I think he'd be fantastic. Done at Fiorentina for one season, but wasn't ready for it. But I take him. Left back, it'd be Lordy. Centre back, excuse me. I would go for it's going to be a shock name, Koulibaly for Napoli, because he's got 1 year left on his contract, by the way. He's 30-year-old, and if you want an experienced player, an elite defender, that's the player I'd go for. We was after him before. If he had a takeover, he'd be the first signing. Midfield would be Paqueta.
Yep.
And the right side of midfield, I'll go for Diaby for Bayern Leverkusen.
Yep.
And up front, I'll go for Victor Osimhen for Napoli. Or the thing that'll be, but he's 85 million rated, by the way, for Napoli. That's going to be tough. And up front, again, I'll probably go for who will I go for? I mean, Darwin Núñez would be out of reach, by the way. But if he's available, then I'll try again. I'll definitely try again on him, yeah? Because things can happen. And that's the centre-back as well. I've gone for Sven Botman as well. So I'll go for Botman first choice. If you can't get him, it'd be Koulibaly. But we definitely need a striker up front. It's got to be an elite striker, if we can get an elite striker. But it's just so hard to get. They want to play in the Champions League. And if you want to buy the best of British, I'll go for Tammy Abraham as well.
Ex-City man. I like that. I like that choice. So you've mentioned there Lucas Paqueta. You've mentioned there Moussa Diaby.
Yeah.
I've also written down Matty Target as another. Obviously, he's there now. He's there as a left back on loan. Would you take Matty Target if you weren't? Let's say you weren't able to get Lodi from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Would you take Matty Target as your first choice left back this season, next season?
100%, because that guy can actually defend properly. I think he's excellent. Since he's come in, right, he's defending properly. And not only that, Andy, right, his positioning as well and the read of the game is absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. And he's done no wrong at all whatsoever. And I'm not going to say he's a joy to watch, but defensively, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's just defending properly. And there's no frills from him. He just gets on with the job and he gets on with a minimum of fuss for me. But if he's available, I take him.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on some of the players you mentioned there who might be on their way out, like a Dwight Gale there, who will probably get a championship move. Carl Darlow may be on his way out. Sean Longstaff was linked to West Brom, but he's obviously signed a 3-year deal at the club. Who are some of Jeff Hendrick? Who are some of the players you think will be shipped out in the summer?
For me, I mean, I'm doing the content tomorrow, by the way. Keep Lawn the Cell tomorrow and eat at 7 o'clock. I'll be doing that. But for me, I'm going to say Darlow can go, Ruben can go, Clark can go, Lascelles, if Forrest gets promoted, by the way. Manquillo, I keep Jamal Lewis, Henry can go, Isaac Hayden can go, Dwight Gale, Jacob Murphy, Federico Fernandez. That's the 11 I mentioned at the moment in time. Matty Longstaff. And I mean, that 12 players got to be shipped out, Andy. The trouble is, someone's on good wages as well. They're going to be so difficult to shift. But 12 players needs to be aware. Let's put it as if he sold those 12 players and bought in CA7, I'll be happy with that, because you're getting quality.
Bring in. Yeah, you don't want to bring in Deadwood to replace Deadwood with you. You would obviously bring in top quality to replace those outgoing players, which is obviously what you want to do. So we've covered all of that.
Yeah,
we've covered most of the Newcastle bits. I just want to ask you quickly about Bristol City. What your general thoughts on City this season? What do you think we can do next season?
I think you need to do better for the last 2 seasons. That's the thing. Pardon me. What it is to Bristol City, right? I mean, you're a big club. You're a massive club. And that's number one. Number two, it needs a Bristol City in the Premier League. But the trouble is, right, I think you got no money to spend on players now. I think it's because of the FFP. And you need to sell players as well. You need to keep your young players. Is it
Semenyo.
Semenyo. You need to keep him, by the way. That guy is going to be fantastic. Chris Martin will give another go. I think it's your defence. And I believe you already got Naismith from Luton.
Yeah, Cal Naismith from Luton, yeah.
How much did he cost?
Free transfer.
Yeah.
One of the best championship players. We just got him on a free transfer. Unbelievable.
Is that a 3-year contract or 4?
3-year contract for the 30-year-old, which I'm a bit concerned about, but obviously he would be on good money.
Is he 30? And he's a Scottish lad, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he was close to being called up to the Scottish national team as well, which I wouldn't be surprised about because he's proven that he should be the Scottish national team for me. That's definitely going to improve our midfield. Sorry, defense. He can play anywhere as well. He can play anywhere.
What, the back?
No, he can play centre back. He can play left back. He can play he can play as a defensive midfielder. He's even played at left wing for Pompey, I think. So, yeah, no, he can literally play anywhere down the left hand side.
He'd probably be up front then, because you do with him up front.
No, we've got Andy Wyman there. We're fine there.
And I think, right, I mean, it's all down to Wyman as well. You need to get a bit of team around this kid, by the way. I mean, he's a goal scorer, him. He scored, 22 goals last season, that guy. He's been absolutely a servant to Bristol City, by the way. He's an excellent striker, him. Always has been. I like him. He works so hard. And Nigel Pearson, I think he needs to get this one right, because you got him on. He's on a lot of money at Bristol City now, and he needs to get it right. You need to ship out the defenders like a Danny Simpson and Matty Jones, whatever me. Ship them, absolutely. Yeah. You need to freshen that team and start the game, because the bottom line is you need to get in the playoffs this season if you can. If you can get in playoffs, sort of thing, then at least it'd be a good season for Bristol City. But for me, you need to get good signings through the door, and it'd be very interesting, Andy, to see what you can do. But the championship is going to be so tough. It's a strong championship. You've got Sunderland there as well now, and you got them in there. You got like I said, teams got relegated as well. Burnley's going to be tough. Norwich is going to be tough as well. Watford. It's a strong championship. Let's be real, and that league is going to be so tough to get out. And whoever gets out of that championship gets in the Premier League. They're having a fantastic season. But I think for you, I don't think you're ready yet, but I'm going to say mid-table again, mate. Top 10 mid-table.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take mid-table. Anywhere near the top half, I'd take, to be honest. I think that's about it, John. So yeah, thank you very much for hopping on. I hope you've enjoyed that.
No problem.
And yeah, before I do go, everyone, hope you've enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit subscribe on this on the channel if you haven't already. If you are new around here, this is kind of a one-off. It is mainly about Bristol City, mainly about Bristol City content, but I do like this one-off kind of thing. So like the video if you have enjoyed it, and also make sure to sub to John's channel. So John, the floor is yours. Plug away.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a couple of socials as well. So it's John Sinclair TV on Twitch, John Sinclair TV on Facebook, and also John Sinclair TV on YouTube. And if you'd like to go on Insta, it's John Sinclair 50. Excuse me. And I do all contents. I do the watch-alongs. I do the fans forum. This could be the last fan forum before the new season starts. And could well be that. But I'm going to do others like transfers as well. I'm going to do the John Amazing Football Show on the Tuesday night. And I'm going to upload like a couple of new ones to our phone in as well. So yeah, if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I've got 2,551 subscribers on my list as well, so which is absolutely fantastic. I only had 2,500, so I must have made about 100 new subscribers in a month. For me, that's a record, Annie. So check us out, and you want to be supported.
Yeah. Also, you can follow me on my socials down there. Twitter at AnnieRetarish5. No, it's not that anymore. I've updated it. It's at AHRobinsTalk1, I think, on Twitter, and it's still at AHRobinsTalk on Instagram. So the Twitter one was wrong, but the Instagram one was right.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And from me and John, hope you've enjoyed that. And yeah, leave a comment down below about anything, basically Newcastle related. I'll ask a question to John. I'll answer on his behalf, anything. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.